Sawadee Kap, Ricky in Isan, coming to you from our home here in rural Thailand, our base. Build your base, build your home. And there's always a place you can come back to. No one's taking this away from you. I think that's a good way to live by if you've got a family. Anyway, we've got builders back on the property. Let's see what the builders are doing. As you may notice, the car is over here now and we're putting in a carport finally. So I said I wanted to beat the hot season and they're here today. Today, short and sweet, just putting in some poles for the roof. So they're gonna get concreted in and it's a bit of an awkward shape, obviously here, but we're gonna get a nice tin roof put in that extends all the way down. That also eliminates any rain, any water coming onto this patch of land here, which has been a bit of a concern with the wall. And yeah, next rainy season won't be a problem at all. All that water coming off that roof, no worries, mate. We'll go on the tin roof, we'll get some drainage put in and move the water down that direction, eh? But the holes are dug, they're waiting for their poles. Basically, they're gonna put the poles in today and then come sort out the frame and put the roof up. We are getting the insulation as well for the roof, if you call it insulation, the foam underneath the tin, just to try and reduce the heat a little bit, and hopefully it somewhat reduces the noise of the heavy rains. I don't know, but that is an extra cost, but I think it's a good extra to get. So let's see how this progresses the next few days, eh? The builder himself, he sort of done us a favour because they do all the housing estates in the city, so they're on their New Year leave right now. They're using their New Year leave because they're sort of here in our village to come sort this out. We've had a look at some of the work they do on their page. It looks all right. So yeah, just let them do what they got to do, and hopefully we end up with a nice enough carport, almost like a little garage there, where you've got the elements away, the car, the motorbike. You want to keep them out of the sun and see how it goes, eh? It's one of the final pieces of our home. We don't need it all done straight away, but we're getting that piece added in now. There goes one of my daughters with grandma. Also, one of the final pieces I want to do is a fence along here too. I reckon we'll do that. I reckon we'll do that by Thai New Year, perhaps.
Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. Everything you do. They were all yellow. I came along.
In-laws, they've got the foam here too, so that's sort of what we're going for. Put the foam under the tin roof. Yeah, and it always feels cool under here, but it may just be that the side they're on from the sun is well protected. So we'll just see how it goes, eh? It's around the 40,000, 45,000 mark. That foam definitely adds to it. We were going to get this mob to do our kitchen. So we weren't going to go to the actual builders of the house. We're going to get the mob to do the kitchen, but the builder just gave us a good deal, obviously, in the end. As I've had other people try to get the same builder to do that kitchen and couldn't get that same price. I guess that was just the family connection. How you rascals doing? Yeah? Not happy? They're biting, they're attacking. Yeah, they're doing well, the little pups. Yeah, let's see how this carport progresses the next few days. I think the bit that comforts me the most, not that I'm worried as a carport, is they are an actual company. They're not just, you know, the local handyman. You can get the local handyman to do anything for a low price, or you can, you know, get, I guess, professionals, you know, get an actual company who's got experience, who specialise in this exact thing. Both aren't guaranteed to work out, but you're probably more likely to get the result you want by going, I guess, the professional route, aren't you? But that's just Isan. It's hard necessarily to find someone who specialises in this exactly as a profession in the villages. So we're just fortunate that he happens to live here, because it is hard. It is hard to track people down for these sort of these sort of jobs. It is sort of who do you know around the area, isn't it? The workers are waiting for the poles to arrive, and then yeah, we'll see how it looks later on. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments that what they've done is the absolute end of the world and it won't last. But let's see.
And all the things you do. And it was called yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done.
So later this afternoon, the poles, I guess, that's getting sprayed up. It's got some weatherproof corrosion helping paints. Look, if it was up to me, what I'd say we do is we stick the poles in the holes, and then we put some tin on top. That's how I'd build a carport. But they're building like plates. They're building like plates. I'm guessing that goes underneath for a bit of resistance. I don't know. I think they're doing all right with whatever they're doing. That's another reason we went like a proper company. But the poles are getting painted black just to match this. He did ask us that, and seem to be smashing it out. The neighbour next door is also ripping down his shed as well, because they're gonna transform their little block there. So he's ripping it down. It's all happening.
Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful.
Just comparing it all to when we did the kitchen here, that's probably the one regret I have, is we didn't get the insulation, the foam underneath for our kitchen tin roof. Hasn't necessarily been a problem because it hasn't been hot enough since we've moved in. The door's locked, but just with the cold nights, like last night was a cold one. Going into that kitchen at night, it's cold because there's no protection there. I'm not sure how much the roof insulation would even help with such thin and open walls and slats that we close up at night. But yeah, it certainly is, you know, just something I probably would have done in hindsight. But we're pretty tight on budget and financing because we didn't want to go into debt to build the house. So that was just an extra precaution that we took at the time. 6 months ago now, roughly. We were going to have just a house like that with no kitchen at all at first, and wait until we could do something like this. It was just, yeah, very fortunate how that played out. I think that's just how you do it. You get your base for someone who wants to live anywhere in the world long term, not just Thailand. You get your base. It could be Cambodia, it could be the Philippines, it could be Australia. You get your base and you just add to it when you can, eh? It'd be fantastic to have everything done day one, but not always possible. And you know, hopefully I've got a while to live here with my family. That's all we could hope for in life. Alrighty, so end of day one. Here's some of the poles and frames. I didn't really necessarily think we're going to get the roofing, you know, the roofing poles painted, but they've all been painted up nicely, haven't they? And the foundation's in at least. So the workers have gone home now. It's 4:30. We saw scaffolding. We saw all sorts of things rock up. I was expecting this, you know, a somewhat cowboyish crew, but they're pretty professional. So that makes you happy. The poles are in. I'm guessing we get a little bit of a touch-up paint when it's complete. There's a bit of, you know, the paint's come off installing it, but yeah, as you can see, it's going to be fairly high up. I believe it'll go a touch under. They're going under the little power plug. They put the lines up there now, so you can see where it's going to go. Above the air conditioning, but under the power plug, which perhaps we need to get the cover for the power plug there, because rain comes onto the tin, you might get that splashback, eh? So I'll try and get that sorted. I should probably take advantage of this too and take off that solar light. The solar light's going to be no good. Yeah, the roof's going to come under the kitchen roof, but above the air conditioning and all that. And it'll just be open here. You know, we like our view. We've got a nice view of the nature here. We like our view of the nature. So we're not making the garage, just, yeah, a carport. A roof, keep the sun off. The sun off the car and the motorbike. You know, you might get a bit of the morning sun, that's the east, but we're not too concerned about that, eh? Once it gets to 9:30, the sun's high enough that it's getting the shade. There we go. One day, bit of progress. I like it though, they've done all right. You almost wonder, do you think about talking to them about getting a fence put in? They know what they're doing. We can always come back to them. They are local in our village, this mob. I'm happy with that, eh? Eventually, and it'll probably be soon actually, some soil in here. As you can see, it's a bit of a drop off. Just need to level that out a bit before we do the wall, because I think once we do the wall, it's not easy for the trucks and that to come in. They can make use of that land. Unless we put a gate there, eh? But someone might build a house over on that land later on. All right, that's it for today. Let's continue the vlog. Day 2 has progressed well, I must say. For anyone curious, the $3 sort of Thai lawn that we put in, it's actually doing all right. It's hanging in there. It's been a few weeks, it's staying green. I think it's gonna be a success at $3. I reckon we get shitloads more once that is proven to be successful. It could depend on the season, of course. I sat my daughters down for lunch and the workers have gone to smoko, but here's what they've got up to today. So I thought they were going to let things rest for a day. They told us that, but sure enough, the framing's going up, isn't it? So that's the height. I'm happy with the height for our roof. If anything, you just hope they give it like a touch-up paint once it's complete. Just want to have a look. So it's a decent height. Oh, okay. So the roof and the power point is going to be a bit awkward. Maybe he's going to put the roof just above it, because where that roof attaches on, the power point's right there, but they've mounted it to the walls. It shouldn't be an issue with the air conditioning. No, that should be sweet, eh? I'll be happy with that. Nice decent roof. They filled in the holes. It's not too bad. Maybe I need a bit more stones here to make that look a bit more presentable. So wait till everything gets done in a couple more days. Let's see what else they I guess do in day 2. But they're working pretty quickly and doing a pretty professional job, so I can't complain. As I said, expected things to be a lot more cowboyish. We've got a nice black lawn over here. So we'll see how it all goes. The neighbours have ripped down their shed too. So it's all happening. The only thing I can think of is, do we have to tell insurance that you're adding in a carport, or you just update them next year? We've got the house insurance. You're stupid not to get house insurance in Thailand. It's like 2,000-3,000 baht. And if anything happens, you get the funds back to build a new house, don't you? Don't know why you wouldn't have insurance. Obviously I did it for my wife. My wife's an insurance broker. So if you're curious about insurance for a Thai house, email below. You can send her a message. She can get you a quote at least. It was under 3,000 baht a year. And if anything happened, for what we're covered for, you know, we don't necessarily have funds sitting there to build another house, do we? You get the money back. So for me, it's a no-brainer. What do they say? Up to you. Most people don't necessarily have home insurance in Thailand. But yeah, just not sure. Better find out, about the carport. Do you need to notify them? I guess by the time the video's out, we've already sorted whatever we need to sort out with that. Yeah, not really disturbing our day-to-day much here at home. My daughters are screaming because they think I'm going somewhere. I've got my hat on, I'm outside. They're not getting here super early either. Papa's here! Papa's here! Papa's here! So that's what you want. There's nothing worse than when you're getting something built at home and you've got workers everywhere And it sort of disturbs your day-to-day life, eh? But nah, we barely even know they're here, which is good. I'm happy. Just another add-on. Slowly getting there, completing our home, our forever home, hopefully here in rural Thailand. Alrighty, so end of day 2 now with the carport. We've got some other stuff going on. As you can see, there's a tractor out here. I'm not even sure who it is. The father-in-law's got a tractor. I thought it would have been him. So we finally got the soil to fill in down there. Possibly gone a bit overs. I think it was 8 or 10 trucks. A bit was going to go in there, in that ditch as well. But the idea is to fill in all the unstable land. The builder over here, he wants to speak to Rung Tiwa. I think he's heading off for the day now. But they've painted it all up. So I was a bit worried how it looks. They've finished putting in, I guess, the roofing, and they've painted it. So it looks all right, I'm happy with that. And there was another. See, me, with my thinking is you put one pole and you put the tin on top of that. But they've got, 3 layers. I don't know why. I was never an engineering student, but they've got 3 layers, and yeah. I know, I guess it gives it some stability or something. If it's me, you put one pole here and put the tin on top. But they've got 3 layers, so I think with that power point over here, it should be right, eh? Yeah, with the power point, as he originally told us, it'll be higher. So the power point's underneath the roof, which is good. We can still use it for cameras and whatnot. But I'm happy with it, eh? They've painted it, I guess. With me and my mindset, next step is you put the tin on top with the foam insulation together. So maybe they do let it sit for a good day now to let the paint and whatnot dry, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe they're here tomorrow. I guess you'll find out in this vlog. But old mate, the tractor's filling it all in. So we should have some level land. We probably lose half our lawn now, unfortunately. I'm spewing about that. But now I'll be able to run the lawnmower through a whole lot once it's all done. So he's got the New Holland Ford tractor. Some of the lawn might even be all right, as he's pushed it across and you can still see the lawn underneath. But I believe this block next door, it's hard to see with the sun at the moment. This block next door, he's gonna raise all his land. And I think the dirt here is to help fill in here, because that was filling up the water in the rainy season, and that's where, our fence or wall's gonna go eventually, isn't it? But old mate's heading off. See what he told Rung Tiwa. Just don't want the kids to go out here with the tractor. What did he tell you?
He needs half money first.
I'll pay half now.
Okay.
And is he coming back tomorrow, or have a day off? Huh?
We go order the roof tomorrow. If they come tomorrow.
Oh, so you might do it tomorrow. What do you reckon? There's going to be a roof over here for the car. Should be nice. Look after the car and motorbike. Could even put the Starling in here when we need to, although it's all right near the in-laws. So end of, is it day 3? I believe it's day 3. Too much going on. What we did get put on today is guttering. Big guttering too. Look at the size of that gutter. So that, yeah, won't send all the water off next door, which is what I thought, I guess, the builder decided to do. Which, as I said, I'm pretty sure you can't do that in Thailand. So that's good. You've at least made an effort so the water's not going next door, even though there's a pond there and they don't really care. But you probably don't want all the water going and landing right next to your wall and eventually eroding down to the foundations over time, do you? So that's a plus. That's good. Our yard's looking like a work site once again. So we had 9 loads of dirt come from these trucks, 350 baht a pop, and now it's all even. The only unfortunate thing is I've lost a lot of my lawn, but it looks like good soil too. So I think we run the sprinkler. We might get a little bit, and it won't really be till rainy season again, where we'll get the grass and whatever grow in. We can even put some plants and trees along here now, can't we? Now we can sort of walk parallel to the wall and enjoy the great view while walking along here. And before, you know, that wall was taller than me, so I couldn't just walk over here and have a look. Neighbours doing a bit of gardening next door. A few good looking roosters down there. I'm guessing they use them for the cockfighting. That is the reality. I'll probably get the plough, try and even it all out a bit more, because the idea is obviously I mowed the lawn with the push lawnmower, so having it as flat as possible makes that job a lot easier later on. And there's some bits and pieces that the tractor couldn't do without breaking the wall. They do a bloody good job though, the tractors, don't they? All the things they're dodging, they don't break anything, they don't hit anything. They've got a bit of skill, these tractor drivers. But that's going in here where the banana trees are, I believe. And that's the plot next door. They put a lot of dirt down. I don't know if it sinks down a little bit later on. I thought that was too much dirt too. But geez, they get a lot of dirt. We've even got one over here, which I don't really know what we're going to do with. I think the father-in-law just wanted to put some down the back behind the kitchen. He was ordered by the wife that no, the grass that she planted and these plants are in, they are not coming out. So this is going to be I guess a very physical job, carrying dirt from here up there, which it doesn't really need anything, so I don't know why we're even bothering. I think it's pretty good down here. It hasn't really eroded or anything. We had a little bit down the very ends with the rains before, I think it was before this pipe got put in, where it's sand, unless he wants to dig that out and put proper dirt in maybe. But I wouldn't, to be honest, myself, I wouldn't worry about this. But I'd say the father-in-law knows what's best. It's cool, it's sunset, and right now it is only 23 degrees here in Muang Chayapum. Just went to grab the camera. I was doing a bit of work trying to move the dirt. I don't think I'll be able to do this anytime soon. What a job. And yeah, just noticed they're out burning the fields for no reason other than, I don't know, it makes it easier to walk through, because it's not really the fields, it's just the embankments. I quite like this though. I can sit by here now, really. I can sit on our wall. I'm still within reach of the ground and enjoy that view. And that'll be beautiful once the rice kicks in again, eh? Yeah, just having a good old burn, as you do. You can just hear the kites in the distance making a doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I was talking to a mate who's in the area at the moment, and he's never heard this before. He had no idea what the sound was at night. Brings me back to my early days in Thailand too, trying to figure out what the hell that noise was at night. But it honestly sounds like a UFO, doesn't it? It's a really bizarre noise. And I don't think it helps the kite or anything. I think they put it on it just, as my mate said, to be annoying, but just put it on. It's part of the features of the kite, isn't it? Geez, it's easy to have a look now over here in a little farm next door. I'm so used to this being a bit further down. But all our trees are alive and they're doing all right. We've got our yellow lemon tree here, that's protected. Our $3 grass is doing well, and I'm excited to finally see this carport get done tomorrow, I hope. If it's not tomorrow, the day after, but it'll get done, eh? Nothing worse than hopping on the Honda, hopping on the motorbike, it's been sunny and you burn your ass, you know, sitting on that hot seat. And probably pop that solar light on the front. So the solar light was in there. Pop it on the front and see how these go. I think they'll be right though. They should still get enough light. Maybe even put a few more in, along the wall. That's what I'd do. Wouldn't mind even a real light with a light switch in the kitchen. I'm sure it'll be pretty cruisy to hire someone locally to set that up for me. And yeah, you can see the carport will stick you out a bit. Gives you a little bit of that rain protection if you're trying to, I guess, squeeze through, even though you're gonna get wet trying to make to the stairs on a rainy day. I guess you could climb over if you really wanted to. Could even rip that out. Put a stair in here if you wanted to. They even suggested cutting a door. That was their idea too, and getting the quote, cutting a door there to walk into the kitchen. But I don't want to muck around with all that. Weaken the wall. Just happy the way everything is. Our groceries come from all the way over there, and we walk our groceries to the house because the delivery man brings them. So bringing stuff from the car is not a big deal compared to getting our groceries from the road there. But yeah, the fire's spiking. Rural Thailand, mate. A nice cold, peaceful evening. Having a bit of a cold one for the next week or so, I believe. Take care. I'll see you when I see you. And for anyone interested in the carport, yeah, we'll have a rundown video on that for you as well. All right, take care. Bye now.
It's true. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you.